Hey, everybody, we got breaking news out of Inbound 2023 up here in Boston. The HubSpot Sales Hub now has a lead object. They are adding a lead object that is separated from the contact object so that you can create a lead and send it down its own process that you define in order to make sure that the lead gets handled. This is a massive improvement. I'm about to go walk you through the setup, what there is, what there isn't to the HubSpot user experience. In a nutshell, now you'll be able to drive workflows to create leads or drive based off of activities to create leads and hand that over to your sales team in its own space where they can use the prospecting tool and the other sales hub engagement tools to really make sure you are responding and able to track how you're tracking to your leads. So without further ado, let's jump on in and show you firsthand how it works. All right, so the prospecting beta is to really allow and streamline a sales rep or a BDR to have a single spot to operate out of in the HubSpot portal. So kind of as we've seen, you got all your tasks, you've got overdue, due today, sequences, what's in play, your schedule, and then suggested activities where you may have missed a response to somebody or it's been a while since you sent an email. So this is bringing everything in one place. You can customize these and move these around similar to any other area of HubSpot. So this is, again, pretty cool, just feature alone. But then we add the lead functionality. And so we're going to walk through here for the first time, leads. So work your most important leads efficiently and keep track of your lead at every single stage. So we're going to start using leads here and look at, how do we want to classify a lead? And so here, when you classify a lead, is going to be based off of select lifecycle stages where you want to pull somebody in. And so which contact lifecycle stage do you want to pull a lead from? So you're going to have your lifecycle stage set up and functioning in a way that is consistent so that you can always pull leads in. So we've got subscriber, lead, marketing qualified, sales qualified, opportunity, the standard HubSpot lifecycle stages. Again, reminder that these can be customized for your verbiage or the way that you think of your lead funnel. HubSpot now allows us to customize the lead lifecycle stages so that you can then pull them in to this lead object. So let's go for marketing qualified lead and see for the last 180 days. I don't have any of those in my portal. So I'm going to go lead and I'm going to go 30 days to see what populates. So we're going to pull in the leads and then we're going to bring leads into prospecting automatically, which let's take a look at the settings here that are available to us. But right on the surface, you can create a lead based on a lifecycle stage, or you can set a lifecycle stage when a lead is associated, which would control lifecycle stage. So digging into that a little bit, we can come back out here and look at the settings. So when a contact or company enters a lifecycle stage, a new lead can be created. Key thing here is it's going to be a contact or a company. So this is good to note in terms of you can create a lead based on a contact or a company lifecycle stage changing. We'll go back into this to make sure kind of as we move forward, is a contact, like if a contact or a company gets created as a lead, what's that show up as? Does it show up as the company name or the individual on that company? We can set lifecycle stage when a lead is associated. So to me, we'll have to check this out, but this makes me believe that we can actually create a lead based on specific activity outside of the lifecycle stage, but then catch up the lifecycle stage or set the lifecycle stage to where we want it to be when a lead is created. I want to confirm this, but to my knowledge, this would mean that we can maybe go workflow trigger or create leads records based on certain activities. So for example, someone fills out specific set of forms and you have a group of forms for demo content, hand raisers, all those forms, you'd say, hey, I want to create a lead for that. You may say, hey, I want to create a lead for anything even earlier than that, which is a content download. So usually content downloads, you may not want the team to reach out to you, but it depends where you're at. You may. So very interesting. And then required disqualification reason. This is really awesome because in the past, we've had to put disqualification reasons in the lead status because there's no way to make a dependency of HubSpot to create the disqualification reason or update the disqualification reason. So there's been lots of workarounds from many partners to make this work, which we don't need to go into here, but very interesting take on this to see how this works. Lead stages. So kind of your basic lead stages, which is going to be new, attempting, connected. So new, brand new. Hey, I got to go work it. Attempting is I'm trying to get in contact with them and get something booked. If I have a conversation with them or I'm going back and forth on email, I've now connected. Qualified is going to be qualified. And then unqualified is disqualified. So looks like pretty good lead stages to me. So let's circle back and go back in here, and we'll keep this where we're creating it based on a lifecycle stage today, and we'll set the lifecycle stage when a lead is associated to lead as well, just to see what the functionality is. So now we're ready to start managing our leads. So let's get in and see what this looks like. Great. So we now have our leads, and we have a section to show us the new leads, attempting, and connected. If I come in here, I can go again right back to the settings, or I can pull in leads. So I can change my requirements to pull in additional leads. But you'll also see here that I can add a lead. So I can come here and say, let me add a lead, and let's just go and add a lead. So we add a lead as a company. So now you'll see a very nice change here, which is the ability to show just a lead being a company. It's a B2B world. I work in a B2B business. And so the company itself really serves as a lead to me, potentially. There may be multiple people at companies and you may want to change that, but it's a very cool concept that you can add. So now you'll see that the lead is Stitcher ads, and then at the company level, I don't have a contact added, but I can now pick a drop down to say, who is my lead at this company? So now I go ahead and I add that lead so I can generate a lead based off of a company activity. And then I can select who the contact is that I want to be there. And you'll see it was giving me a little flag there. So really cool again. You can see everything in these areas. So let's see what that looks like. Or actually real quick, let's look at what this edit columns availability is. So now I can come in, I can edit these columns if I have labels. You can use the similar deal tagging process to add specific tags, like a hot lead may be consistent of someone that fills out a demo form. Okay, let's raise that to the top. Let's give it a hot tag. So again, more areas for automation. And then what you'll see here is your column options. And so that can be customized based on what you're looking for. So if you want to see how much associated deal pipeline stage they have, if you have associated deals, call counts, closed won deals amounts, the company name, created by, disqualification reason. So let's pull that in because I want to see what's happening there. Email count, HubSpot team, lead disqualification note. So let's check that out. And then you're going to have your name, owners, pipelines, sources, meeting counts. So pretty standard of the HubSpot properties. Outreach activity count. That seems like a new property that allows us to see the total number of outreach activities from the sales rep to the lead. So that's a new breakout because I want to know how many times I've taken shots. My team can take shots, but I want to know how many of those there are and how many we've taken because we may have a cadence that is, let's take 10 shots before we give up. And so now I can start to see that and I can drive activity off of that. And then source lifecycle stage, that's going to go back to the primary associated contact. So we're still kind of really focused on the contact at lifecycle stage. Time to first touch. So all really cool kind of metrics here that you can start to update. So let's dig in real quick on just that disqualification reason, just to kind of double click on that and see what it does. So the label, current status of a given lead, I can put hot, warm, and cold. I'm assuming, we'll check this, can I automate this? But really cool, I can put who I think is hot, who I think is cold, and then start to sort this. So I'm working on the ones that I believe are the most important. Disqualification reason. So let's see how this functions. If I go stage and I move somebody to attempted. So here's how the stages work. So new is going to be when it gets set, when a new lead is created. Attempting, the lead will move to attempting when you log a call, send, or email. This is a very big update because now you don't need to go ahead and automatically change this. If I send an email or I take that action, it's going to show as attempting. So this is very cool because you used to have to build workflow automations around that. Connected, move the lead to connected. That's going to be a manual change because it can't tell when I'm actually getting kind of worked or coming back. So you're going to move that. And then qualified, you move it to lead qualified, and it's going to create a deal at the same time. So let's do a few examples and go from a qualified, and let's disqualify a company here. And so let's qualify this company. It's going to prompt you to create a deal, which then you can have your properties that you want to have required to create that deal. Very cool, kind of all happening in this one spot where you say, all right, it's qualified, and it prompts you to create the deal. So super important to have these stages to kind of define with what means, what it means when it's where, and then you can kind of force that deal to get created out of the lead object. So liking that a lot. And then if we want to move to disqualified, now this is the really cool part. So disqualification reason, you can set your disqualification reasons, which is a new property. This is a brand new property that is dependent on using this lead object. So you can force disqualification reasons. It'll move it to disqualified at the lead status level so you can get that out of your views and you're not looking at open leads. And then the disqualification reason is something that you can update and get your own reasons in there for a business, which is going to be a great improvement when we think about what leads are coming in, when is a lead being created, and why did they get closed. So as we think about kind of monthly analysis of leads or quarterly or annual, like now this disqualification reason is about to get forced. So love that. Again, you'll be able to customize these, but some good examples of what we'd have in there. And so let's just say it's a budget constraint and it's going to prompt you to create a task. So budget constraint, but I had a good conversation. I can see they were a good fit customer. I'm going to close that lead and I'm going to say in 6 months, I want to come back and discuss the 2024 budget opportunities. And so then I'm going to disqualify that lead. Now that lead is disqualified and I should no longer be kind of working that lead. But I know I have a task created that will be helpful for the future so that it's going to be helpful in the future so that we can circle back and not lose track of leads that we think had a good opportunity.